Hello, my name's Abby Bond. I am a physiotherapist and Pilates instructor. Today I'm doing a warm-up session suitable for complete beginners to Pilates. If you've never done it before, this is the one for you. It's also suitable for people who might be having some low back pain as well. This one's perfectly safe to do. We're going to start out by thinking about our posture. So we want to start with our feet about hip width distance apart. So a good way to find that is bringing your feet together completely, taking your toes out to the side and then bringing your heels out to meet them. So our feet are parallel and they'll now be about hip width. Okay, now I want you to think from the bottom up. We're thinking knees now. We want to make them nice and soft. So you don't need a big bend there, but I want you to make sure you're not locking them out completely. They're just a little bit flexed. Now we want to think about our pelvis. Now we want to find a midway for our pelvic tilt. So I'll do this side on so you can see what I mean. Everybody has a pelvic tilt like this. Everybody's just slightly different. I want you to find yours and I want you to make it as large as you can to start with, and then you're going to start making it a little bit smaller until you settle halfway between the two, and that's your neutral pelvic position. That's what I want you to hold now. So feet hip width, knees soft, pelvis in neutral. Now I want you to think about your shoulder position. So we all tend to hunch a little bit, we all tend to bring our shoulders forward when we're relaxed. Now I want you to think about opening through the chest so that your shoulders can draw down and back slightly. You're going to try and keep a nice big distance between your ears and your shoulders so that they don't hunch upwards. I also want you to relax the chest. So we're not holding any tension here, we're letting everything relax down. Imagine you've got a big smile across your collarbone so you're nice and open across your chest. Now think about your head floating away like a helium balloon, so you're lengthening all the way through the spine from top to bottom. Okay, now that's our starting position. Now to hold that and make sure we don't lose it, we're going to think about our core muscles, which are really important in Pilates. So they are muscles in the centre. They comprise of lots of different muscles, but the ones that we have real conscious control over are our pelvic floor and our deepest level of abdominal muscles, our deeper tummy muscles. So our pelvic floor, we need to lift. It's that sling of muscle underneath, and we want to lift it like an elevator about 30%. It doesn't have to be 100% clenched, we're just getting a little bit of a grip on that. Then your lower abdominals. They act like a little bit of a corset. They keep you nice and safe when they're engaged, keep your pelvis and your lower back nice and stable. So I want you to imagine you're putting on a tight pair of jeans, skinny jeans, and you're trying to do the zip up, and you don't want to pinch your skin below your belly button in the zip. So you would naturally hollow that portion just a little bit. It's between your pubic bone and your belly button. You're just pulling back just slightly, again, just about 30%, without engaging anything else, keeping nice and relaxed through the upper half. And we're going to try and keep hold of those core muscles now, all the way through this set of exercises. Okay, so now keeping your shoulders nice and down, we think about weight distribution through the floor as well. So I want you to make sure you've got reasonably equal pressure between the balls of your feet and your heels. So have a little rock backwards and forwards, find that midway. And then you're going to make sure you've got reasonably equal pressure left to right as well. So you can sway left to right as well if you need to, just making sure you can feel that weight distribution and keeping it fairly even. Now I want you to make sure your toes are nice and relaxed, okay? So you're not gripping the floor, everything is a little bit relaxed. Okay, now keeping all of that going, so core muscles. We're going to float the arms up as if we're holding a big beach ball in our hands. So we've got relaxed shoulders, relaxed elbows, and we're going to do arm openings. So we take a breath in and then exhale into that position. Eyes following that leading hand and then bringing it back in again. And then the other way. We exhale out and inhale back in again. Now if it's a little bit too complicated to try and get the breathing right at the same time as everything else, then just make sure you are breathing. It doesn't really matter when you breathe in and out, that can come later. So make sure that we're keeping the lower half pointing forwards. It's all the movements happening through the upper half. We'll make this the last one. And then bring those arms back down again. Okay, good. So we're going to now do the corkscrew exercise. We're still keeping those core muscles working. We're going to bring the arms up in the air, but keep those shoulders nice and low. And then bring the hands to the back of the head. We're going to do a nice big shrug, and then pull them back down again. Then we're going to reach, and then we're going to glide the arms down. So the breathing, if you want to bring it in, is in and out, in and out, in and out. So while we're doing this, we're making sure the shoulders stay nice and low, other than the shrug. It's the only time they can lift. And you pull them down, and they stay down for the reach. Keep those tummy muscles working. It's going to stop your rib cage flaring up as well. So we're keeping the rib cage nice and low. We'll do one more. Lovely, okay. So the next exercise is called Dumbwaiter. So we keep the posture as it was, soft knees, pelvis in neutral, shoulders down. We're going to tuck in the elbows and bring your palms up to the ceiling. Okay, so they start nice and parallel and they stay parallel. Okay, we take a breath in and then exhale, bringing the arms out to the side, and then inhale back to bring the arms to parallel again. So exhaling out and inhaling back in again. So we're staying nice and relaxed through the upper body, through the upper chest. But we're getting a little bit of a squeeze between our shoulder blades as we bring the arms out to the side. So the work's happening behind us. Keeping that distance between your ears and your shoulders and getting that little bit of squeeze between the shoulder blades. All right, now if you can keep all of that going and add in something else, we're going to try and add in a heel raise. So it works on your balance as well. So as we come out, we also come up and then we inhale back down again. Exhaling out, inhaling back in. Now when we do a heel raise, we want to make sure that those ankles point forwards. So it's very easy to flare them out to the side. We want to make sure most of the pressure under the foot is on the inside of the foot so that your feet can't flare out. Okay, we're going to do one more, keeping those core muscles working. Good, and then we'll relax the arms back down. We're going to do some simple shoulder rolls now. So I want you to inhale up towards your ears and then pull down and back. So big exaggerated circles with the shoulders. Inhaling up and exhaling down and back. And on the way down and back, you feel that connection to those muscles between your shoulder blades as you squeeze them together. So we're really loosening out the upper half now. Still keeping the core muscles working, the lower half stays nice and still. We'll do one more. Lovely. Okay. So we're going to do what we call the walking series next. So the upper half is nice and relaxed and warmed up. We're going to warm up the lower half. So I want you to bring your feet a little closer together. So about hip width, sorry, not hip width, about an inch or two between your feet. We're going to pop our hands on our hips. And I want you to think about that weight distribution again. So before we were trying to keep it equal left and right, and we're going to try and do that again while we do some movements with the legs. So we're going to lift one heel and one knee. And then when you're ready, we're going to change over. And we're going to keep alternating on that heel raise. So it's a simultaneous change over. So you're not waiting for the heel to go down before you lift the other one. It's happening at the same time. And once you've got that going, I want you to make sure that we are keeping that weight distribution the same on both sides. So we want to make sure we're not leaning left to right now while we change over. The other thing you want to try and stop doing if you are is head bobbing up and down. So it's very easy to start doing this, and that's not what we're looking for. We're trying to keep the eyes nice and level. We're keeping the pelvis nice and level. All right, so we're going to do a few more of those. And then when you're ready, we're going to add in the arms as well. So this time, you're going to bring in opposite arm and knee together. So it's like a normal walking action. So we're keeping the shoulder nice and low. We're only bringing the arm up to about shoulder height at the moment. We're leading with the thumbs. Keeping those core muscles working. Now once you've got that going, and you feel like we're doing it right, we're going to start bringing the arms up a little higher. And eventually they'll come all the way to the top into an exercise we call toy soldiers. So still trying not to lean left or right if you can help it, trying not to head bob up and down. We'll do one more each side. And then we'll bring the arms back down. Well done. Okay, we're going to do Charlie Chaplin now. So I want you to come into this position. So we've got that 45-degree angle on our feet. Our heels are attached together. And that's what we're going to try and maintain all the way through this exercise. We don't want a gap between our heels. So hands can go wherever you want. Hands on hips is a bit more tricky. Out here might be a little bit easier. Up to you, wherever you want them. I want you to start with those core muscles, but also you're going to squeeze your glutes, your bottom cheek muscles, to keep you, it helps keep the heels together. All right, so when you're ready, take a breath in and then exhale to come up with the heels and then inhale back down again. So exhaling up and inhaling back down. So remember, we want to keep the heels squeezed together. If you're finding it tricky, you can change the angle on your feet. Bring your toes closer together and it makes it more achievable. If it's not even slightly challenging, make the angle wider and it makes it a bit more tricky. So core muscles will help with the balance. We want to make sure we're getting equal propulsion off each foot, so we're coming right up the centre. We'll do one more. Good, okay. So heels back to the floor. We're going to keep the angle on the feet, but we're going to bring the feet wider than hip width now. So we've got quite a nice wide stance. And we're going to come down into a little squat. Now, when you go into the squat, it's tempting to lean forward. I want you to make sure you're nice and upright through the upper body. So you've got your tailbone tucked underneath a little bit. A bit more challenging to get those core muscles working here, but that's what we're going to try and do. Arms out to the side, take a breath in, and then exhale across into a side reach, and inhale back down again. So exhaling across, and inhaling back down. So we're really lengthening through one side of the body in turn. We're straightening the elbow and the knee, and we're reaching away fingertips and toes. And each time we come nice and low, back down into that squat. Keeping the shoulders nice and low as well when we come back to the centre. Make one more. Lovely. Okay, and keeping those shoulders down, we're going to come back up again. And we're going to come back to hip width distance again for some roll downs. So I want you to start with hip width distance feet, knees soft again, pelvis in neutral, relax the shoulders, head comes up, engage those core muscles again. So pelvic floor, lower abdominals. Now we're going to work on articulation of the spine while we do a roll forward down towards the floor. So we take a breath in and then exhale to bring your chin to chest and roll your body forward segmentally. Knees stay soft, weight stays on the balls of your feet, and you're going to hang heavy and loose and relaxed. I want your shoulders to feel floppy, your neck to feel relaxed, and we're going to sway like a pendulum. So letting the whole of the upper half swing left to right, hanging like a rag doll, swaying like a pendulum. Okay, we're going to settle back into the centre gently, take a breath in, and then exhale. Tuck underneath with the tailbone to lead the way, lift the abdominals, restack like building blocks, shoulders come down, head comes up. We're going to do one more to gently get onto the floor with. So take a breath in again, and exhale, chin to chest, and curl yourself down. Now you can soften the knees as much as you need to now, to gently get onto the floor with your hands and knees. And we're going to finish there. So thank you very much.